welcome to another episode of the CEO Pick. And today I have the great honor and pleasure to host with me Pamela Hawley, the CEO and founder of Universal Giving. Hi, Pamela.
Hello.
She is actually award-winning of the Jefferson Award, which is the Nobel Prize of community service, and she have been invited 3 times to the White House, and have been featured on the homepage of Oprah, New York Times, you name it, a few other big names. And she's also a blogger, and she's writing for the blog Living and Giving, inspiring leaders to live life of love and excellence.
My story goes back to Mexico. I come from a very strong and warm and loving family, and we were all there on vacation. And we were at a traditional marketplace where there was silver and burritos and Mexican music. And my dad and I walked down and peered down this cul-de-sac and saw all of these begging and starving children, maimed, unwashed. They looked like they hadn't had a shower in about a month. It was just really devastating for me, Dave, and I was about 12 at the time. And so that really changed my life. I've always been volunteering since that experience, but the key is, how can you make it so thousands of others can get involved too? We have 2 different services, Dave. One is the public marketplace where anyone, you or your daughter or son or anyone, can go in and volunteer and give for free all over the world. We don't take a cut on the donation. We just want people to volunteer and give. But then we go into companies, and that's when we go in and help them with their corporate social responsibility, and we vet all their NGOs with a 24-stage quality model that is very much modeled on what venture capitalists do in vetting the deals that they go into. I say it's really not my vision. It really is the vision for a better world. And I think how we get people to buy into that is very natural, because our vision is to create a world where giving and volunteering are a natural part of everyday life. When you're building a team, that team is essential. And you're gonna have a team that has a lot of potential. And so it's your job to bring out the potential in the team, to bring that out. But if someone doesn't have that potential long term, then maybe there's another right place for them. I think sometimes I work too hard in trying to make it work with someone when maybe it just was they were better to be in another place. And what we found, Dave, that was very, very helpful to us was to depersonalize it, which is we're making decisions here based on principle. We're making decisions here based on values-based decision making that are objective and principle and right. And when you do that, it depersonalizes it. It's not about this person is good or bad. It's about we're here to do the right thing. Really, the greatest benefit that has been proven in studies, and we know in our hearts too, is you have to pay attention to your team. And I mean that on several different levels. We have growth plans for each of our employees. We have check-ins every other week. We have performance reviews religiously at the end of the year. We never are late or delayed on those. We have 6-month performance check-ins. And so you have to pay attention and care for them sincerely about their growth pathway. We don't bring out a form at the end of the year and say, remember these goals we were talking about? No, we are aligning our employees with our business unit goals every week, and we have a weekly meeting on it. And so what you have to do is to pay attention to your team, each team member, set up a growth plan for them, align it with their personal goals and with the business unit goals, and track it regularly. Now, that's how you pay attention to the team. We want to be in all countries across the world, what ends up being about 216. We're in about 80 right now. And I would say that one of my biggest dreams, which we haven't accomplished, but we will, is to be able to get into the most dire areas across the world immediately and with effectiveness. When I was first starting out as a social entrepreneur in the 90s, Jed Emerson is a phenomenal social entrepreneur and very early leader in the 90s. And he was speaking at the conference, and I came running up to him and I said, Jed, I'm starting out. I'm so excited. I want to be the best social entrepreneur I can. And so, he just said to me, this makes me laugh. He said, go read a trucking magazine. And I said, a trucking magazine. He said, don't just stay in your industry. Learn from every other industry you can. What can you find out about the trucking industry that relates to what you're doing? I've never forgotten that, Dave, because it pushes me to read all different sorts of things. And so for me, it's make sure you're learning from all industries and then applying that to what you do yourself.
Thank you, Pamela, for being with us today.
Thank you,
And I appreciate
Dave.
the time that you took.